What you just heard there was a lot of people running. That was the sound of feet scattering. All of the, but we're just people. We're all people. We're all people. We're all equal. Where are they right now? Because notice how they love to switch the subject from white supremacy to Birdy, you're crazy. We're all people. Something's wrong with you. We're all just people. What do you mean someone's out to get us? What do you mean we have enemies? No, we're all people. Who, Birdy? You're crazy. Who doesn't like you? Who? See, the people that make that argument just ran out the door right now. Because they want to switch the subject from white supremacy and why we've got to build our own economy. To me, the subject is not white supremacy. The subject is Birdy, you're crazy. And they stand in my face asking me, Who are the people you claim don't like you? And before I can answer, they put out their own video. They put out their own video proclaiming who they are. They said, we don't need this man, this black man, Birdy Tolar, to speak for us. We're going to let you know who we are. We don't want you niggers here. We're going to say it to your face. Here's a video. We're going to chant it. Here we are. We don't need anyone to say it for us.
You came from a tree, but it'll never stop with me. There'll never be an scene. You came from a tree, but it'll never stop with me. There'll never be an scene. You came from a tree.
That's who they are. They're right there. I didn't even have time to answer the question again. I don't mind answering the question. I don't mind telling you over and over again. I don't mind repeating it. But before I could repeat it, they came out and they said, we don't want your black ass next to us. So where are all those, but we're just people individuals at right now? They want to pretend like they don't know that there are enemies of blacks out there that want your ass hanging from a tree. I don't know anyone that wants to see any harm come to blacks. Who, Birdy? They play dumb and they keep asking who. Here's who.
You came from a tree, but it'll never stop with me. There'll never be an scene. You came from a tree, but it'll never stop with me. There'll never be an scene. You came from a tree.
So now I just want to know, where did all of those closet white supremacists and black-faced white supremacists run off to? Because it's really quiet right now. It's really quiet. Where are all these we're just people individuals at? But we're all just people. We're all equal. We're people. You're making me feel uncomfortable. We're all people. Let's not talk about this. We're all just people. They keep trying to switch the subject and keep telling you we're all people. Where are they at right now? Right at this very moment. Because they love to play dumb. They say I'm crazy. They said who? Who? Who do you proclaim? Who are you imagining wants to see the police walk after killing blacks? Who are these people, Birdy? Because me, I just see us as all people. Who? I think you're delusional. Who is it that you claim don't want to see blacks progress economically? What do you mean that they only have less than 1% of the nation's wealth? What do you mean? You're imagining that. Who are these imaginary enemies you're talking about? Who is it that doesn't want you to sit in the room with them? Who, Birdy? Who? Now, where are they at? You can go watch the video for yourself. Because now that it's out, I have some questions. I've got a couple questions. Did anyone see any KKK robes on those young men? No. The answer is no. That's not how it works in 2015. My next question is, how old were the men in this video? Maybe I shouldn't be using the word men. Guess I should say boys, shouldn't I? Because we're not talking about individuals that were 75 years old. We're not talking about men in their 50s. We're not talking about men in their 30s. We're not talking about the civil rights generation. We're talking about boys. So how old were these boys? 18, 19, 20. Where did they learn this from? Where were they indoctrinated at? And right now, where are all these we're just people crowd at? Where did they go? See, every time white supremacy flexes its muscle and the we're just people crowd, they're nowhere to be found. When Darren Wilson had his gun out drawn, about to fire on Michael Brown half a football field away, why weren't these, but we're just people, why weren't they in between Michael Brown and Darren Wilson to remind Darren Wilson that we're all just people? Why is it they like to come to me and you, brothers and sisters, when it's time to talk about economics and money? Why is it they want to stay in our face then, but they were not in the face of Darren Wilson? Why is it that when Michael Dunn didn't like taking any lip from a black kid and he just gunned down Jordan Russell Davis in broad daylight, where were all the we're just people crowd at? Where were they then? Why aren't they anywhere when it matters? Why is it they only come out when it's time to talk about money, finances, building your own economy so you don't have to sit down next to people that don't want your black ass there? Why weren't they in front of those bullets coming out of Michael Dunn's gun? Why weren't all these, but we're just people, individuals on that bus? When the boys stood up arrogantly chanting, they weren't shy about it. Stood up, chest out, fist in the air. Why weren't all these, but we're just all people, individuals on that bus? Why didn't they just say, hey guys, let's stop this chant, because we're all just people. I disagree. I want them in our fraternity. I want lots of people in our fraternity. We're all just people. We're all equal. Where were they at then? Look at the clip. It's short, I know, but you can see they were well into the chant. They were synchronized, on beat, hand in hand. The rhythm was going. It wasn't their first time to chant it. They were polished. The bus driver didn't even bother to stop and say, hey guys, on my bus, we're all just equal and people and we're all the same. Can't do that on my bus. Where were they at then? Because I'm looking right now and I can't find them. Just where the hell are they? We're all just people. Because they sure as hell were not on that bus, I'm telling you, brothers and sisters. They just show up afterwards. They show up afterwards, and their job is to say to you, their job is to come to me and say, don't talk about black empowerment. You don't need to change your circumstances. Don't worry about anything. Everything is going to be fine. No one hates you. No one is going to corner you economically. No one is going to make you into a permanent underclass. No one is playing a financial game on you. No one's trying to trap you. No. We're all people. No one hates no one. There's nothing to worry about. Come on. Let's go back and watch some TV and, we check out LeBron James's new tattoos and we go watch some NFL games and Desperate Housewives and some reality shows and the new Spider-Man movie. Come on, let's go do those things. Let's go get a Bud Light. That's more important than what these people that can't stand you are focusing on. There's nothing to see over there. Nothing to see over there. Those people that don't like you, they're chanting on the bus. Hey, come on. Come on. That's just a small group of people. Most people are not like them. They were just one bus. Just one bus. Really, it's about power. See, the reason the bus driver didn't stop the bus and say, hey, guys, we're all just people, is because even if he felt like that, even if he did feel like that, the group chanting had more power. If there was anyone sitting on the bus who didn't agree, which there wasn't, right? Trust me, there wasn't. So don't try to escape into your delusional world. There was not. But even if there were one individual on that bus who didn't agree, which there wasn't, but even if there were one, that one individual wouldn't dare open his mouth and say, I don't feel that way, because he doesn't have any power up against the rest of the bus. And all of these, we're all just people. We're all the same. We're all equal. All of these individuals don't have any power. So what they end up doing, whether they want to or not, is acting on the side of white supremacy. So they come to you and they say, but we're all just people, and they want you to relax again. They don't want you to start focusing on black economics. And they say, hey, but look over there. There's a white person that likes you, so why are you focused on black empowerment? You got white people that like you. What are you talking about all this stuff for? Why do you need powernomics? The reason is that all the white people that like you don't have any power. They can't stop the brutalization that's systematically taken place against blacks. I've got white people in my family. They don't have any power. They don't pass any laws. They don't own any corporations. They're not any chief of police. I've got phone numbers of whites in my phones and different colleagues. They don't have any power. They don't own any corporations either. They're not elected officials. They're not any chiefs. They're not prosecutors. They're not justices. They don't pass any laws. You can go down the line. They don't run anything. So all this does is confuse you. Because when you look in your family, you say, hey, all white people can't be that bad. Look at my aunt. She's white. She's good. Look at my cousin's husband. He's white. He's nice to me. Look at my colleagues. So then you go back to sleep and you ignore all the people with power that have already put plans together for you. Those people that are nice to you and in your phone and that like you, they don't run anything. They don't run anything. So you just ignore all the people with power that have plans for you. They've already built a prison and they have a plan on how to get your son into it. They have already paid off the judges and the police chief. They've already got that plan. They've already checked out your primary school, your high school, your jobless rate, your business less environment, which is just ruled by poverty. And they have a plan on how to get you into there. They've already prepared your role models. They've prepared, okay, you're going to look up to 50 Cent. Or you can choose. We'll give you 50 Cent, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Kanye West. We'll put them all on our networks and just flood you with them, and you can choose one of them. Right? They've already prepared this for you. You can choose your basketball stars that we put out, or you can choose from these movies that we put out, but we've got a plan. That's what the people with power are doing. You, on the other hand, you're stuck being distracted by all the, but we're all just people. They don't have any solutions. When you ask them about that video, when you ask all of these people that are running around talking about we're all just people and what we need is healing and coming together and prayer and the Lord and God and stars, they always start talking about the same thing, the planets and the stars and spirituality and the cosmos and divine intervention and their religion and everything else that's immeasurable. They don't offer any solutions. Let me make it very clear what the solution to that video is. And in order to understand the solution, you have to understand the problem. There is no problem with these boys not wanting blacks in their organizations. The problem is that blacks don't understand this, and we keep trying to protest and march and demonstrate to sit down with people that want nothing to do with you. This is a sickness. If they don't want you there, accept it for what it is. We should have accepted this long ago. It's well overdue. The solution is to have your own organizations. You don't need to protest. You should never be protesting. But let me in. I want in. Let me in your fraternity. I'm a join. I'm a march if I can't get in. Let me in. Let me in. I want to come in. I want to be a part of this fraternity. Let me in. I gotta get in. Let me in. Can I come in? Please, please, can I come in? I'm not that bad. Just let me in. You'll like me if you give me a chance. Can I just get a chance? Just put me on probation at least. Come on, let me just get a chance. Can I just come in? I'm not that bad. I know you said the N-word and called me all sorts of niggas over and over and over again, but please, can I just come in? I promise I'm not that bad. Can I just come in? Let me in. Let me in. Can I get in? Please, let me in. Let me in. I want in. I want in. All right. You still saying no? Okay, I'll starve myself if I need to. I'm gonna fast. I'll march. I hold up some signs. I want in. I'm coming in. Come on. I'll get a sign. I'm going to hold up some signs. I'm going to sit outside your door. I'm going to call the news stations. I'm going to get some people to put me on TV, and I want in. I just want to come in. I got to sit next to you. Come on. You got to let me in. I got to sit next to you. I got to sit next. No, I'm not going to build anything myself. I got to sit next to you. I gotta sit in your organization. I gotta come in. I'm coming in your organization. I told you already, I'm not building my own. I don't want my own. Nope. I want in yours. That's what I want. I want in yours. If I had my own organization, well, that doesn't seem valuable at all. I gotta come in yours. I'm coming in your organization. Y-O-U-R, your. Not mine. Nope, not mine. I want in your organization. I gotta sit next to you. I know it doesn't make sense, but I just gotta sit next to you. You gotta pat me on the head. That means a lot to me. I gotta sit next to you. I want in your fraternity. I'm already in your college. Now I want in your fraternity. I got to come in both. And then once you let me into the fraternity, I got to come into the different secret levels that you built within them, because I want in. I just want to come in. I got to come in your house. I want in your house. I don't want my own house. I want to go in your house. And then I want you to welcome me into the living room. And then after I've been welcomed into the living room, I'm hoping you'll welcome me into your bathroom, into your closet, into your pantry, into the attic. I just want in. This is a sickness, brothers and sisters. That's a problem. Blacks, we focus too much on sitting next to people that don't want you there. They're chanting that they will lynch you if you try to get close. They're letting you know that they will use deadly force before they see you in their organization. Notice how concise that is. It's precisely what they meant It's plain and it's concise English. We will see the blacks that want to be in our organization hanging from a tree. Never will they be here. That's precisely what they said. They didn't use 5 sentences, 5 pages, a book, paragraph. They didn't write around the issue and speak in parables. They said, we will see you dead hanging from a tree before you're next to me. And the reason, brothers and sisters, is because we don't believe that what we build is of any value. We think, well, why do we need an all-black organization? Why? Isn't that wrong? Isn't that wrong? Isn't that racist? Why? Why should we? That sounds wrong. Why? No, I don't want to do that. That sounds wrong, but what's wrong with it? Chinese men have all Chinese organizations, and they let you know this is for Chinese people only. Whites have white-only organizations, and they let you know this is for whites only. But what organizations? This is 2015. Didn't you just see the video? They just got caught. Everyone else has organizations for themselves. Blacks, however, I don't want an all-black club. I wouldn't join it. That's racist. Even though they don't actually understand what the word means. What they want to say is that it's discriminatory, which it is. But so what? In 2015, blacks have abandoned the words of Dr. Claude Anderson. They didn't follow Malcolm X. They strayed as far as possible from Marcus Garvey. So in 2015, we're still here talking about the same problem. We're not talking about a new problem. This is the very definition of insanity, brothers and sisters. We keep talking and talking and talking, but the problem doesn't go away. And each time after talking, we reach the same conclusion. Let's not build our own. Let's march and protest and be let in. They gonna let us in for sure. After all the marching we did in the 60s, and after all that we've been through, and after Michael Brown and Trayvon Martin and Tamir Rice and Jordan Russell Davis and Lyndon Lacey and just black boys get murdered, no, they finally gonna feel our pain and let us sit next to them. We gotta come in. And all that's going to happen is what always happens. The chairs are going to get shifted around to make it look like something changed. An administrator is going to come out and say, the fraternity has been abolished. The students, well, we'll take care of them also. Kick 1 or 2 out. They won't be able to find the rest, or they'll say, you guys, you got to do some volunteer work. The fraternity is simply going to open up in another form because you cannot stop people from gathering. Those boys really just earned their first stripes as far as their father is concerned. The ringleader, his father is proud. Now he's going to go have a man-to-man talk with him. He's going to sit him down and say, hey, son, you know what? I know got kicked out of school. We'll get you in another one. Don't worry. This will blow over. But I'm proud of you. You're just like me back in the day. But let me tell you how we handle things in this day and age. You're just like me. You'll grow into it. You're young. You'll learn how the world works. See, this is 2015, son. Let me show you how this works. Let me take you to the bank. The hundreds of thousands that George Zimmerman got in donations. Let me show you my bank statement here. This is from back at that time. You see that? $500 deduction from my bank account. Yeah. Guess where it went? Yeah, you're right. You're right. And let me show you something else. Let me show you my investments. You know, those private prisons you were reading about that they're building around the inner cities. Yeah. Check it out. There it is. 3,000 shares right there. So as we're having our dialogue, I just have that one question. Where did they scatter off to? But we're just people. We're all just people. No one's coming after you. No one's going to see to it that you stay at the bottom of society. A genocide is not taking place. Where did they go, brothers and sisters? These young men, it does not matter what form of soft punishment they get. You can expel them from school. You can make them switch schools. You can ban their organization from the campus. It doesn't really change anything. It's just shifting around the seats at the same table. They're just going to learn how to play the game, brothers and sisters. And until you learn how to play the game of building your own, getting your finances together, then you're going to face the same circumstances over and over and over again. Get the slave boxes out of your home. There's no place for TV. Get to work, build an economy, or perish.